Hello darlings, for those of you that are new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. Take a moment to make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. Give the bell a few kisses so you're not missing any of this mental health content that's designed to help you with your mental health or help you help others. Today I am going to be reacting to I Miss the Misery by Halestorm, which is a request from SW Big Fan, one of my amazing Patreons. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you haven't had a chance to check out my Patreon, I'm going to link that in the description below. Every single dime goes toward my mental health outreach, and you get so many benefits from getting priority song requests, getting to jump on multiple Zoom calls and hang out with me. You get a sneak peek at the upcoming reactions for my channel, exclusive reactions that I only do for my Patreons, and so much more. Every single dime goes toward my mental health outreach, so make sure to check that out. But today, like I said, I'm going to be doing I Miss the Misery by Halestorm, and as someone who's been in toxic relationships without knowing anything about this song, I understand the sentiment of missing something that you know was bad for you. So while I have no exposure to Halestorm and I've never heard the song or read the lyrics or anything, I kind of get where this is gonna go, or at least I think I get where this is gonna go. So let's see if I'm right. I Miss the Misery by Halestorm. First time hearing. Tell if she's being sarcastic or if this is really a story about feeling that that type of love is all she deserves. That's very common for people that are in toxic relationships. They start feeling that that love is all they deserve, and that it's a repentance of sorts, that I've been bad, I've done something wrong, and if I do X, Y, Z, then this person will love me again. And that's a very frightening mindset to get into because it never works out that way, but that's what we've been convinced through conditioning and through the toxicity of the relationship. We need more edgy, assured women like this to contrast the as my mom would call it, me too culture, the people that just go with the flow. And I hate to remind you that dead fish go with the flow too. That doesn't mean that they're going anywhere useful, but her voice is elegantly fatal, and I like that. So I recognize her from somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out where. So I think I've seen her in something else.
I've tried, but I just can't take it. I'd rather fight than just fake it. You know that I've had enough. I dare you to call my bluff. Can't take too much of a good thing. I'm telling you, I miss the bad things, the way you hate me. I miss the scream and the way that you blame me. Miss the phone calls when it's your fault. I miss the late nights down. bad things, the way you hate me. I miss the screaming, the way that you blame me.
Oh, that one hit me a little hard because I had to deal with that a lot in past relationships where I felt like I was always taking the blame for things, even if it was very evident that it was the other person's fault. I didn't want to take the brunt end of everything again, so I just took the blame. I feel like when you're in this type of situation, you become a masochist and you start to become addicted to the toxicity, to the pain, to the turmoil. You become addicted to that because, number one, it's what you know, it's what you become accustomed to, and it starts to feel normal, so it starts to feel comfortable. But also, just because there's a rush, there's excitement in the drama, and as I said, when you feel like that's what you deserve, that you deserve this type of love, you feel like that's better than nothing at all. So you would rather feel the pain than be alone because society has indoctrinated us to believe that being single is a chapter in our life to be pitied instead of something to celebrate and a time that we can learn about ourselves and that we can do some deep diving and some reflection. People tend to look at it as something to be pitied. And I really think that by her saying, I don't miss you, I miss the misery, it's not the person she's attached to, it's what she got from this behavior, the things that she got from this behavior. Obviously, she was getting something from it, and she can't take too much of a good thing because she's just not used to that. So when things start going good, you know that you're in that cycle. You know that things are going to go good just so the other shoe can eventually drop. So you're sitting around constantly waiting for that, and it's exhausting. So after a certain point of the good, your anxiety is here because you know that it's going to flip again and that cycle of emotional abuse is going to continue because it's they mess up, then they love bomb you, then you forgive them, then you're constantly waiting for that emotional abuse to hit again, so the cycle just perpetuates and continues.
I miss the roses, leaves me a mess. I miss the feeling of crazy in my chest. Miss the phone calls when it's your fault. I miss the late nights, don't miss you at all. I like that kick in the face. Everything you do to me, I love the way that it hurts. I don't miss you, I miss the misery. I don't miss you, I miss the misery.
That scream absolutely just embodies the madness that you feel when you're in that type of situation, in my humble opinion. I love the husky, rusty, raspy voice. I think that that's something that we don't see in too many female performers, and I really like that, but I just think that we are, as I said, so indoctrinated to think that we have to be with somebody that it gets to the point where attention is attention and we don't really care if it's a positive attention or the type of attention that we know deep inside we truly deserve. We know inherently that we deserve love and that we're worthy, but toxic people can condition us to believe otherwise, or abusive situations can condition us to believe otherwise. I miss the feeling of the pains in my chest. Man, I cannot tell you how many times I physically thought that I was going to have a heart attack just because it went on for so long and it was so bad. And I have underlying heart conditions, so when my cortisol is spiked for long periods of time, when I'm stressed for long periods of time and I start to feel those chest pains, that was something that was very frequent when I was in that tumultuous relationship, when I was in that tumultuous situation. I'm kind of getting the vibe that there's some sarcasm, that this is her reflecting after the fact, and there's sarcasm going on there of, oh yeah, I really miss all of this. So I think she's gotten to a point where she's starting to heal and she's reflecting, saying, yeah, I really miss the misery. I really miss all of those things that you did to me. Obviously, that's not the truth, but there is that part where you second guess yourself, especially when you get out of the situation. You second guess yourself, you're concerned that you made the wrong decision, you think that you could have worked things out, that you could have done things differently, even if you did everything under the sun. And that's something that I struggled with. I knew that I did everything I could, but I still kept saying, but there's a way to solve it. Why couldn't I solve it? Why couldn't I fix this? And it's not on you to fix another person or to change their behavior. If they are acting in a toxic manner, that's not your fault, regardless of whether or not you're perfect. I hear that a lot from people who have been in these situations. Well, I wasn't perfect and I might have provoked him. It doesn't matter whether or not you were perfect or whether or not you did something. In a healthy relationship, that person could point it out to you and have a conversation with you in a positive and productive way. So I know what it's like to miss the misery because it's what you are accustomed to, but I know now on the other side of that we all very much deserve better. We deserve to have communication that is respectful and productive and not attacking. I do think that there are some situations where there's a sadomasochistic bond, whether in a BDSM relationship or whether it's developed over time, whether it's a consensual BDSM relationship or whether it's developed over time. I think there can start to be that almost tug of war between two entities, and this is what it turns into, where you become addicted to the misery. And I implore anyone that is in this situation to really take a step back and analyze if there's a way to receive the respect and the actual love, which is patient and kind, that you deserve, or whether or not this is something that is just going to lead to more and more turmoil and anxiety and symptoms of depression. When you're with somebody that is constantly chipping away at your self-esteem or at your identity, that obviously is going to either lead to or exacerbate signs of anxiety and depression. Great song. I really love the genre. I don't get into the genre so much, so I really do love it when I do dip my toes into it. Like I said, her voice is just elegantly fatal, and I love that. I really think that we need more edgy, assured, confident women like this, and I am happy every time I see one. I get inspired, so thank you for that. Thank you so much, SW Big Fan, for recommending this song, getting me some girl power and some perspective. That's something that I really enjoy delving into. So thank you for that. Guys, as always, leave your stories here in the comments. That's how we shatter the stigma, is by talking about it. Talk about those toxic relationships. Talk about your past. Talk about your mental health. Safe space here. No judgment. Anybody that tries to judge you will get the boot. So please make sure that you're doing that. Share this video. You never know who might need to see it. Give it a thumbs up. And I love you guys so much. Mwah.